JR on the September the 11th. I actually have not been to our to my Facebook wall since I posted this earlier this morning. September 11th, 11 years ago. Where were you? And I just went back and there are just tons and tons of comments. I mean, everybody remembers so vividly. It's very rare that somebody will post, I was at the dentist, and just leaves it. Everybody has descriptions, details of where they were. Here's one. I was in Sarasota, just dropped off my 2-year-old daughter at daycare, listening to the Joy FM as Laura, Chase, and Dan Brody announced the plane hitting. I was 2 blocks from Emma E. Booker, the school where President Bush was reading to the kids. That was from Wendy. Yellow, Joy FM.
I'm from New York City. I wasn't in Manhattan, but when 9/11 happened, I was in Queens. And I'll never forget, and I worked nights. So she woke me up, and I thought it was like Cinemax. She looked at the TV, she's like, baby, look, they blowing us up. I said, nah, that's not true. That's HBO. I'm telling you, all our train stations, you had Army soldiers, you had the cops with the helmets. It was just intense. I'll never forget that time.
I was having a baby.
Wow.
And she was my first, so I was like panicking even more. So Emily Joy is our joy in the time of turmoil. She was born at 9/11 at night on 9/11, and I told my mom the only worst thing that could have happened was that she was 9 pounds 11 ounces.
But just very quickly, I kept my children home that day from school. I was too afraid to let them go. Of course, not knowing what was happening, when I woke up to it on the news, I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a movie or something. But then when I realized it was true, I would not let go to school. Actually, for 2 days, I was terrified. I still pray for everybody that was affected by it. We had neighbors that moved from New York right across the street from us because of that. So it still affects all of us today. So I just pray for everybody that still is traumatized by it.
September 11th, 11 years ago. Where did you find yourself?
I was in my car on the way to high school. It was my senior year. I turned on the radio and I didn't know what was going on. And then when I got to school, they had the TVs on, and it was a huge lesson for me because being so young and in high school, I didn't take, things that happened around me all that seriously until that happened.
Yeah.
And it was a real wake-up call.
Yeah.
And I felt so bad for everybody involved that night as we were all watching TV. I went to bed crying and praying for all the people affected because it really broke my heart for them.